you find that firms have very consistent processes when you start working with them, or is part of the process actually around understanding what the process should be in the first place?
That's an interesting question. So what I'm finding is you think that the firms have consistent processes, but actually they really don't. It could vary between partner to partner, or even from office to office in a multi-office environment. So while there may be standards that they think they're following, the reality is that teams are kind of doing some of their own things in their own way. So it's actually a good exercise to have a meeting of the minds and rethink. Is this really the right process or the right procedure to do at this particular point in time? And maybe we come up with a better answer than what they currently have documented.
And when you're unpicking with a firm what those processes look like, what good looks like potentially in the future, are you typically working with the leadership in the organization, or do you have a multi-layer approach where you're working with lots of different people around the organization, Mark?
Well, while it's important to have an executive sponsor, we need somebody to go into the boardroom or to to write the check for whatever it is. I actually find more success in working through the middle of the organization. So I like to find volunteers that are excited about looking for change. So it could be at an experienced manager level. It could even be at the senior level, or maybe you've got a new partner level. And I like to get them excited about that and start on some smaller projects, because those are the ones that are closer to the work. And once that excitement builds in that middle, it actually spreads organically out through the rest of the organization as the excitement builds.
So you're looking for individuals with enough experience to understand the work and how it's done, and the ability to be enthusiastic and really drive change from the middle effectively, Mark. Obviously, bearing in mind the executive level sponsorship, but you're targeting that middle layer in some of the innovation work that you do, are you?
I really am, because I think that's where the excitement is, and those are really the future of the firm anyway, to get those people at that level excited. So in 5 to 10 years, as things really take off, those will be the people in the executive offices anyway. So I think that's, and again, they're closer to the work product, so they really know what works and what doesn't work in their day-to-day lives.
And they perhaps have a bit more of a payoff in terms of if they can get new techniques to work, then it's going to really directly influence both them and the teams that are working really closely with them. Is that correct, Mark?
I think they have more opportunity to see the value in what they're doing and get excited about whatever that is. And I don't think they're as afraid to fail as some of the more senior people are in the firm. So they're a little bit more, I don't know, freewheeling maybe isn't the right term for that, but they're not as concerned about failure and trying new things, because they've been trying new things their whole lives. So.